It was past 8. Everyone in the Ethan household had long since returned to their rooms. Nina had finished showering and stepped out of the bathroom at around 8:30, her long hair dripping wet as she walked toward the corner where her birthday gift had been placed. She had tried to ignore it, truly. But curiosity kept gnawing at her so much so that she had stopped in front of the meticulously wrapped gift box countless times since earlier that afternoon. The pastel colors were elegant, the packaging refined, the ribbon tied beautifully. She wanted to open it right away, yet the mystery of this gift had made it oddly eye-catching all evening. There were many gift boxes, but Nina's attention kept drifting back to this one, the one placed carefully beside her bed. The present she truly wanted to open first. She climbed onto her large bed, her soft pajama fabric clinging to her slightly damp skin. A few droplets of water slid from her hair onto her face, making her look even more endearing. Outside, the wind rustled the leaves restlessly. The night sky darkened, heavy with thick clouds. A storm was surely brewing. Nina walked to the door to lock it, before returning to her bed, clutching the delicate gift box in her hands. The air conditioning was low, but the cold draft and distant thunder hinted at the downpour to come. Nina carefully opened the box, her gaze gentle as she examined every detail. Inside lay a birthday card, and beneath it a stunning necklace, a small heart-shaped pendant with an intricate design, lined with tiny diamonds that sparkled brilliantly. It looked simple at first glance, but the weight in her hand told her it was no ordinary piece. She lifted it toward her neck, the cool metal brushing her skin, and a sweet smile touched her lips. Ah, it was beautiful. Then she remembered there was also a small envelope inside. She picked it up, and noticed immediately how firm and high quality the paper was. Her fingers trembled slightly as she opened it. She wasn't obligated to read it, but something compelled her to. A soft fragrance rose from the envelope, filling the quiet room. Her heart pounded as she unfolded the card. For a moment, she even wondered if the sender was truly Mailby because the writing was too steady, too composed. Those dark, bold strokes carried a certain mysterious charm. Happy birthday, little girl. Signed, Leonard Hale. Nina froze. Leonard Hale, a strange name yet a powerful one. She repeated it silently, trying to recall if she had ever met such a man. Why had she not seen him at the party earlier that night? Who was he? Lost in her thoughts, she almost didn't hear the soft knock on her door. Come in, it's not locked, she said gently, quickly slipping the gift into her drawer. Amelia appeared in the doorway, holding a cup of warm milk. She closed the door behind her and walked over, placing the cup on Nina's bedside table with a small sigh. Nina, drink this, sweetheart. Your mother has something she wants to tell you. Nina obediently took the cup and drank it all, her small lips now coated with a faint milky sheen. I'm listening, Mum. Though Amelia was not her biological mother, the woman's years of care were undeniable. Despite the emotional distance of formality, Amelia always managed to create a comforting space between them, just like now. Amelia sat down beside her, gently stroking her hair with affection. For the past few days, Darren has been clinging to you relentlessly. He even told the media that the two of you plan to get engaged soon. Our family might get dragged into a mess because of him. Ever since the incident, Ethan had fully supported his wife's stance. They had already announced publicly that Darren and Hannah would be getting engaged. But while Hannah embraced the idea wholeheartedly, treating their upcoming marriage as a certain victory, Darren, whenever Nina appeared, would lose control, madly clinging to her. It had caused Nina tremendous distress these past few days. Darren refused to accept losing the girl he loved. Now, after being scolded harshly by his parents, he still refused to let go. If he wanted to marry Hannah, he needed to show sincerity, but instead, all he could do was mourn the loss of Nina, the gentle, beautiful daughter-in-law his parents had once deeply adored. Yet his parents could not publicly reprimand him either. As their only son, his mistakes became theirs to bear. So, what do you mean, Mum? Nina asked softly. Amelia gave a small smile. I didn't expect you to be only 18, yet so perceptive. You've grown into such a beautiful young lady. She paused, then continued carefully. Your father and I want you to get engaged. Not because we want to force you, but because if Darren keeps chasing you like this, things will get complicated when he and Hannah get married. We need to protect you, sweetheart. Nina stiffened. With whom? Amelia took a breath before answering. The Hale family. Leonard Hale. Nina's heart skipped. Leonard Hale. Leonard Hale, the same name as the man who gave her that necklace. Could they be the same person? Shock rippled through her. She had never felt this conflicted before, not even with Darren. Her thoughts tangled chaotically. She didn't want this marriage, yet the idea of this mysterious man Leonard kept invading her mind. Nina, relax. They'll be visiting next week, so you two can properly meet. Mum, I need time to think. Of course, sweetheart, take your time. When you're ready, just let us know. That night, the name Leonard Hale haunted Nina's thoughts, filling her dreams, chasing away sleep entirely. She lay awake, staring at the ceiling, thinking only of him, and of the decision Amelia wanted her to make. The entire family was already seated at the dining table. Nina sat silently in her usual seat. Ethan was beside her, offering her food with gentle insistence. Hannah sat next to him, nibbling quietly. Amelia cheerfully placed food onto each of their plates. Ethan suddenly looked up at Nina, placing a piece of beef into her bowl before speaking softly. Nina, have you made your decision? If you feel this isn't right, your parents can always find someone else. She froze, mid-bite, startled by his question. Hannah gently held her hand and whispered, just say what's on your mind. If you feel it isn't right, that's okay. But I don't think Darren can ever forget you. Even though he and I are supposed to get engaged soon, you should think carefully. If this gets out, where would our family's reputation stand? Hannah, eat your breakfast. We'll discuss this later, Ethan replied, clearly troubled. Silence fell over the table, again until Aunt May suddenly rushed toward Amelia and Ethan. Madam, Sir Darren is here. The moment she heard his name, Hannah shot up like she'd lost her mind and sprinted toward the front door. A sleek black car rolled into the driveway. Darren didn't even glance at Hannah. Instead, he strode straight inside and, his eyes immediately locked onto Nina, who sat frozen beside her parents. Hannah bit her lip hard, but still followed him into the kitchen. Darren, why didn't you tell me you were coming? Darren replied coldly. I came to visit your parents. And Nina, his eyes, however, were filled with an emotion so fierce it made Nina's heart tremble. Hannah, standing beside him, could barely contain her jealousy as she watched his gaze follow Nina without hesitation. Ethan coughed softly and wiped the corner of his mouth before looking at Darren with gentle affection. Darren, make yourself at home, you'll be family soon anyway. Darren nodded politely, then turned toward Nina and handed her a gift bag. Your birthday present. I'm sorry, I'm a little late. Nina took it quietly, her calm but firm voice barely above a whisper. Thank you. She quickly avoided his gaze and excused herself. Darren watched her retreating figure, heart twisting. Upstairs, she could feel the intensity of his feelings burning through her, and the pressure made her temples ache. Just as she reached her room, a strong hand pulled her inside. Darren shut the door behind them and stepped closer. Nina fearfully stepped back. Nina, darling, I love you. I never wanted to be engaged to Hannah. I waited 3 years for you to grow up. You're the only woman I've ever wanted. I want a life with you, Nina. His voice cracked. The strength he always carried vanished, replaced by raw vulnerability. Darren, we can't do this anymore, Nina whispered, his eyes darkened. He stepped forward, gripping her shoulders, pressing her against the cold wall. She trembled. Why are you hurting me, Nina? You're killing me. Then, without warning, he kissed her desperate, wild, painful. She struggled, trembling, but could only feel his warmth pouring into her. When he finally released her, her lips were swollen and red. Darren, you need to remember Hannah is the woman you're supposed to marry. Behave properly. He wrapped his arms around her waist, embracing her fiercely. Nina, Nina, Nina. Meanwhile, Amelia stood beside her superior, delivering reports. A perfectly fitted suit accentuated her elegant figure. Across from her, Lanhone Duck twirled his pen, the golden light reflecting off the screen. He narrowed his eyes. "I have a meeting with Darren's company today regarding the contract." After Amelia finished, she stepped aside. He rose and walked toward the window, the city skyline reflecting in his cold gaze. Her phone buzzed. A message from Mrs. Lan. "Nina has agreed to the engagement. Tell Duck he'll be pleased." Amelia swallowed, then reported softly, "Sir, Miss Nina has accepted the engagement." His lips curled upward. 15 minutes earlier, slap. Nina's palm struck Darren's face so loudly, the entire room froze. They had all seen him hugging her, every single one of them. Ethan, Amelia, Hannah. Nina quickly pulled away and declared in a firm voice, "Darren, please behave yourself. If my future husband finds out, he will not forgive you." Future husband. The entire family stared in shock. Amelia gasped. Hannah's jaw dropped. Ethan didn't move. Darren grabbed Nina's wrist, eyes trembling. "What did you just say?" Nina looked him straight in the eye. "I'm getting married." A loud ringing silence followed. Ethan staggered, almost fainting. Darren completely froze, then slowly loosened his grip on her hand, unable to believe what he had heard.